Tom and Andy, that Mike, I don't know if Mike's on the phone, but Mike and Matt have a meeting at 9:30. So not to push through anything and not have any good discussion, but we'll try to get this thing rolling, and it's not that heavy of an agenda. So I will call this meeting to order. I have a recommendation that the agenda for the May the 4th be with you, 2021 Township of Wellington North Rec Parks and Leisure Committee meeting be accepted and passed. Dan, I'm going to say that you moved that, or you moved it, and Brian seconded it. All in favor? Thank you. I do not have any pecuniary interest. Member Milne?
Yeah, I'll be declaring pecuniary interest on the arena floor report.
All right, thank you for that. Member Yake? I think you're on mute, but it looked like you said no, so we'll.
My apologies, no.
No, okay, great, thank you. The minutes are from the previous meeting are there, and they were approved by council on April 12th, 2021. And with that, we'll, I don't have any business arising from the minutes. Councillor Yake?
Nope.
Councillor Milne?
Nope.
Seeing none, we'll, if you could excuse yourself for a few minutes, Brian, we'll get things over and have a verbal update on the arena floor from Tom. Floor is yours.
Good morning, everyone. Through you, Chair McCabe. Everything has been going well for the arena floor. The removal of all the old material, the flooring, the piping, the headers, all that stuff has been done. The new headers have been installed. Yesterday, they started work on sand, prepping the sand and the curbs. The next phase over this week will be probably to start getting the insulation down and the vapor barrier down. After that, they start on the rebar and the refrigeration piping, all these single lines that have to go out to the other one end from one end to the other and connect to the header. So that should be done over the next month.
So they haven't really
go ahead.
No, sorry, I said they haven't really hit any significant snags still yet.
Nope. When I talked to Chad, they have not had any major or really any problems other than a little bit of breakage in the curbs. And they expected that because of the date of the concrete. So yeah, no, everything's been going well.
Well, that's good to hear. That's really good to hear. Any other, Dan, do you have any questions?
Nope, just it's good to hear that things are moving along nicely and things seem to be on schedule. So nope, that's good good news.
Good deal. What are they still on? Is there an echo? Is everyone getting an echo? Are they still aiming towards the regular completion date, Tom?
Yeah, that's still a main goal. They were trying to get Black and McDonald there a week early to put the headers in, but they were busy with other projects, so that didn't happen. So they're really right back onto their schedule. So yeah, our target date is still August 1st. Okay,
perfect. I wonder if maybe after this meeting, if you, I'm not sure if, I know Dan, you have probably seen pictures just of the arena floor just because you're on council, but maybe we could send some out to the bunch of us, and so maybe Brian Milne can see it. I don't know if that contravenes any pecuniary interest, but just to show them a picture of the progress, maybe that would work.
Okay, yeah, we can do that.
Great, thank you very much. Any other questions or concerns? Great, thanks, Tom. So moving on to the next item, RPL 2021-006 Mount Forest Optimist Baseball Diamond Jim Donald donation. Recommendation that the Rec, Parks and Leisure Committee receive report RPL 2021-006 being a report on the Mount Forest Optimist Baseball Diamond Jim Donald donation, and further that the committee recommend the Township of Wellington North direct staff to work with Mr. Donald to implement the works associated with the donation at the Ball Diamond at the south end of Mount Forest Fairgrounds property. And further that the committee recommend the council approve a special 2021 capital project of $30,000 to allow staff to construct improvements that will improve this project but fall outside the donor's scope. And further that the committee recommend the council direct staff to fund this project from the township's capital infrastructure Reinvestment Reserve Fund. And further, that the committee recommend council name the ball diamond at the south end of the Mount Forest Fairgrounds property to the Donald Softball Diamond in recognition of the family's donation until December 31st, 2041. I will say that that was moved by Brian and seconded by, excuse me, by Dan. And with that, I will pass it over to you, Matt.
Thank you, Chair McCabe.
Sorry, I will interrupt you. Sorry, I will welcome Jim Donald to the meeting as well. Thanks for making time this morning, Jim, to join us. Sorry, Matt, go ahead.
Nope. Thank you, Chair McCabe. I just made some notes to make sure I cover everything and just sort of work my way through the resolution. And really the resolution doesn't come forward without Mandy, Tom, and Mr. Donald doing a lot of work over the last month to get it to a point where we're able to make this recommendation. Second clause speaks to the fact that the donation, basically the Donald donation would see the installation of red clay and fencing improvements at the existing Optimist Diamond in Mount Forest. And then there's been some discussion that the Donald family would work with Minor Ball related to some dugout improvements as well. The $30,000 capital ask from staff is really to look at drainage and removal of the existing stone dust. So the intention would be for that stone dust to be reused somewhere, but that diamond currently doesn't have drainage, and I think staff feel that drainage would be a big benefit to the red clay diamond, and result ultimately in the best solution there. The other thing to note is just that it's the first asset of this type in the township as far as a red clay diamond. So future operation and maintenance were, as staff, we would work through, but it would be the first red clay diamond in our list of assets. The Capital Infrastructure Reserve Fund or Reinvestment Reserve Fund, that was determined with a chat with the treasurer. As you can see in the report, the actual donation that's being proposed is $100,000, and the Donald family intention would be to keep whatever the remainder is sort of in an account with the township for future for a future project. Last part of the clause is just that as a rec team, we have reached out to the Mount Forest Optimists. They have approximately six members. There were varying views as it relates to the changing of the name, but I think at the end they understood why the township would want to be pursuing a name change. And Minor Ball, Mount Forest Slow Pitch, and the Mount Forest Optimists were all shared a copy of this agenda and invited to attend the meeting. This clause doesn't include a waiver for procurement. So if the township does move forward with this project, we would have to go through our procurement process. We have had some good suppliers and vendors help us, I guess, better understand what a clay diamond is going to look like and what we need. But if we do go about it the way it's proposed, it would fall within our procurement policy. And yeah, staff is here and open for questions related to the report. Thank you.
Great, thank you. I'll maybe open the floor to you, Jim. First of all, the size of that donation is just incredible. I can't thank you enough. I know this is going to be a great project for the ball diamond on the old fairgrounds. So I would like to offer you a chance to say hello and welcome you.
Good morning. Thanks for the invitation to the meeting. We had a very productive month as far as getting some answers to some questions we had. I had a meeting. I went down to Marco Clay and had a meeting down there with the guy who's actually third owner of the facility down there, and he was able to enlighten me a lot more than the gentleman they sent up to our on-site meeting. So that was quite a bit. The one thing he asked, we were talking about draining the diamond, and the gentleman said to me, like, so you have two diamonds? I said yes. And he said, well, the way they're set up, I said, one's drained, one's not. And he said, well, if it rains, which diamond will play the soonest if it gets rained on? And I said, right now, there's really no difference. So he said, if there's no difference, then he said, why are you gonna drain this diamond if there's no difference? And after we discussed it, and I discussed it with Tom also, part of the problem we have with the diamond being wet is it's kind of twofold. On the first base side, the ditch there isn't sufficient. The water runs down the ditch that's there to gets to where that gate is behind first base, and then it comes down across the diamond. So it's surface water from outside the diamond that's making that wet. And then on the diamond itself, because of all the years of grooming it, there's a lip out behind shortstop that creates a basin. So the water flows across the diamond and then it gets stuck in this basin. Whereas if this lip was removed, and the guy from Marco Clay said they would remove it, then the water would just flow out onto the outfield grass and it would not be a problem. But where we need to drain is that kind of ditch on the side of the track outside of the ball field. If we had some way of getting the water out of there, it would make an immense difference. And what they're talking about doing is they're going to take the stone dust that's there and they're going to crown the diamond and then get it sloped the way it should be. And then we're going to come in with 3 inches of red clay on top of that. They recommended 2 and come back in. I said, well, we got the machinery and the equipment and the funds available. Why not put the 3 inches on it now and hopefully be done with it? So that's where the meeting with the red clay guy went. As far as the replacing the backstop and the fences, Tom has been talking to Noel about that. I really don't have any information on that. Thank you.
Again, thank you very much, and thanks for that information about the level, or I guess the depth of the clay that's going to go on there. Matt and Tom, with just regards to the drainage, where could we drain into?
Yeah, through you, Chair McCabe, and Tom, correct me if I get anything wrong, but Tom met with a contractor last week and looked. There's an existing stormwater management system on the back side of the existing, or the old arena. And we'd be able to tie into that drainage system to push the water out. There's actually a side yard easement on Egremont that takes it out to the Egremont stormwater management system.
Okay, great, thank you. Dan or Brian, do you have any questions or comments?
I don't. I mean, it sounds like everything's kind of moving along nicely, and that Mandy and Tom have been working well with Jim, and it looks like a lot of the questions have been answered. The drainage issue obviously is an issue, but it sounds like that can be accommodated as we move along here too. So no, it's good.
Good. Brian, I saw your hand up there.
I just wanted to echo what Dan said and thank Jim as well and the family for their generous donation to minor recreation or minor ball in Mount Forest. It's a tremendous opportunity to improve the facilities there, and it sounds nothing ever goes as quickly as you think it should, and I'm sure it's been a bit of a frustration to the Donald family, but nonetheless, it sounds like it's going to be a great project when it's completed, and that's all I have. Thank you.
Great, thank you. I have a couple of just quick questions. You were saying we'd be able to reuse some of the stone dust that we pull out of there. Where are you thinking of that, or putting it, or using it? Yeah, go ahead, Tom.
Through you, Chair McCabe, we figured back onto the other diamonds, there's no sense getting rid of something we already own. We put stone dust on them every year, so we will put that, probably some of it will get moved to the warning track on that diamond. The rest will either go to the Kinsman diamond or the Cork Street diamond.
Okay, perfect, great, good to see that we can reuse some of that material. And what kind of a completion date are we thinking if this all goes ahead and without any hiccups or delays? Go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, thanks, Chair McCabe. I think we're looking for a fall implementation, so it'd be done before season end is my is my understanding of the conversations.
Okay, great. Well, that's good. Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, I have to thank you and Jim and the Donald family as well. Looking forward to seeing the end results of this and well, I probably won't play ball on it, but go out for maybe a catch. But thank you once again. Please pass on my thanks and the township's thanks to the rest of your family. This is amazing, generous donation, and it can't be understated. So thank you very, very much.
You're welcome. Thanks for the opportunity.
Great. All right, thanks for joining us as well. And I don't know if I need to reread that whole recommendation. You guys are good. I'll say, Dan, you moved that and Brian seconded it, and all in favor. Great. Thank you very much. We'll move forward. And again, thank you very much, Jim. Have a great day, and we'll probably be in contact soon, I'm sure.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks. Have a great day.
You too. Bye.
Oh, we're just full of great news, and we're going to move on to another bit of great news. There's no deputations. I don't have any meetings from any ad hoc committee updates. Anyone else have any meeting updates? Seeing none, we'll go right into the report. And Mandy, I will pass the floor over to you.
Thank you, Chair McCabe. So yes, we're very excited to announce that we were successful in our application for the Ontario Trillium Foundation in the amount of $18,200. The work that is included in the application is to renovate the reception area to ensure safety and physical spacing from staff by installing a wraparound reception desk and sneeze guard. We will also be installing 2 outdoor showers so that if change rooms are closed this year, we can still meet the public health requirements by having people shower before entering the pool. And we will also be installing a second emergency exit on the deck, and that's to help with patron flow. On 2 sides of the deck, the pool deck is quite narrow, about 6 feet in some places. So this will help with our patron direction flows to make sure that everybody is keeping their distance. So we're very excited, and following this meeting, we can put out the media release to the newspapers, radio, and on our social media accounts as well.
Great. Thank you, Mandy. And thanks for all the work that you guys and staff has done getting this application done. And this is great news again, getting that kind of support for the upgrades for the pool. Any questions or comments for Mandy on the OTIF? Yeah, go ahead, Mayor.
Through you, Chair McCabe. So we have this, and maybe I missed it in the report, but we're getting the 18,200. Is that the entire cost, or are there some additional costs that we're absorbing as well?
Go ahead.
Sure. Thank you. Through you, Chair McCabe. So the $18,200 is for the entire project. So 100% funding. There is one small fee associated with a building permit and some engineering that we needed support with for the application. But outside of that, everything else is covered.
Building fees. Surely we know someone that we can get this waived.
Come on.
Thanks,
My
Mandy.
My goodness.
Any other questions or comments for Mandy on the pool upgrades?
No.
What kind of a date are we looking at for the start and completion, Mandy?
So the program is a 3-month program, so it will be completed by the end of June. So a fairly quick turnaround. We will have to, as part of the OTF recognition rules, we will have to have an event of some sort. Now, because of COVID regulations, we won't be able to likely do that in person, but it will likely include a media release, maybe a video from our MPP's office, something along those lines. So that's going to be likely scheduled for June sometime.
All right. Sounds good. Maybe by that time there'll be some restrictions will be eased, and maybe we can do something in person or at a socially distanced whatever you call it now. But yeah, hopefully we'll be able to get that event out and the media out as well. So this is great news. So the media will go out today, I guess, then? Is that what you're planning?
Yes, that's correct.
Perfect. Great. Thank you very much. There's no questions or comments. We'll go on to you, Matt, with item 9 and 10 with the Arthur's Senior Center and the Damascus Hall. I'll leave it up to you. Go ahead.
Yep, thank you, Chair McCabe. This one's more just a housekeeping item as far as every 2 months or 60 days, we've kind of been touching base with each of those organizations, the Arthur Senior Center and the Damascus Hall, just to express what the township's desire is as it relates to the facilities being opened and or closed. So just to keep committee abreast that communication is happening. They've been good partners as far as they understand our position, but yeah, just more of an awareness piece for committee and open to any questions if there are.
Great. Thanks, Matt. I know it's not the best correspondence we can give out, but that's we have to keep consistent and keep them healthy and the public healthy as well. So any questions for Matt on the yeah, go ahead, Dan.
I just wanted to ask, you know, when buildings aren't being used, they tend to deteriorate to, you know, to a certain degree. That Arthur Seniors Hall was in kind of rough shape as it was. How is it holding up, I guess, is the question. Maybe to Matt.
Yeah, through you, Chair McCabe. I don't have. I would have to look into that. I could report back. Typically, the Arthur Seniors are the ones that kind of are, I guess, the housekeepers of that. And I can't speak to right now if staff have been in to look at that building. But to your point, it's an aged building, and not having a tenant isn't great. That's just where we're at.
Sure. Okay. Thank you.
Thanks, Dan. Thank you, Matt. Any other questions or comments for Matt? All right, thank you. Seeing none, we'll go on to RPL 2021-008 drainage at Bill Moody Playground, and I'll pass it over to you, Tom.
Thank you again, through you, Chair McCabe. Yeah, this is drainage at Bill Moody Park. This is one of our capital projects. We started with capital project was a $25,000 ask. We've worked with the roads department, which has been awesome. Our team and their team have been able to excavate the site of all the old rotting mulch. We started that on April 26th. That was done. Then we added drainage. There was already a storm catch basin there on site for us. Everything worked out well. It drained well. We put all the big O in it, and then put new stone and put fiber cloth over top. We reused the existing cloth, and the guys got the fiber in on Friday, and the majority of it is in. We've left around the curb because ABC Rec are coming in to put new plastic curbs all the way around it, and then we'll finish up the site when they're complete. They are to arrive April 10th, I believe is the date for him, Andy. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so once they're done, we'll have that the site cleaned up and reopen it.
Wow, so we're almost a little bit ahead of schedule there, it sounds like, too.
If we could have got ABC in earlier, yes, we could have them here today and have it done by the end of the week, but they have other projects to do.
Nice to see the the public staff, roadwork guys pitching in and getting that done for us as well. So thanks, a big shout out to those guys as well. So many thanks for that. Any questions for Tom with regards to the Bill Moody Playground? Yeah, go ahead, Member Mill.
Thank you, Chair McCabe. It's just a comment. It's rather ironic, all these drainage problems or all these drainage projects with the slogan of Mount Forest. You would have thought that drainage wouldn't be a problem, but anyway, that's good. Thank you.
Thanks for the moment of levity. A good
engineer can always convince you that they can make water run uphill, but that's okay. Maybe member Yake can probably tell you that too.
I've seen it run uphill.
All right, thanks for that. Any other questions or comments for Tom?
It's all that water coming from Southgate. It's a problem, along with some of the other stuff that comes that direction.
Leave it there. No, if you could pass on our thanks to the road staff, that'd be great too. Thank you for that. All right, seeing no other questions, we'll move on to the summer programs. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Matt.
Yep, sorry, Chair McCabe. I do note that on page 11, there is a resolution related to that report, and it's just not on the agenda, but there is a resolution on page 11 to receive that report.
All right, let me get there. Sorry, I'm just on the camp.
And I can read it off, Steve, if you want me to.
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, so the resolution
Oh, there it is.
is that the Recreation Parks and Leisure Committee receive report RPL 2021-008, being a report on the drainage at the Lion Bill Moody Park Playground.
Thanks, Matt. I just got to the page there now. I'll say that Brian, you moved that, and Dan, you seconded it.
Mhm.
All in favor? Great. Thank you very much. All right, back to the agenda again. We'll move on to you, Mandy, with the RPL 2021-007 with the summer programs, and you can see the attachments on page 13 and 15. So, Mandy, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Chair McCabe. I'll also be calling on Matt a little bit as well. There is also a recommendation for this report that may not have made the agenda either, so my apologies for that. So the township's highest priority is keeping our participants and staff safe while they enjoy the use of our outdoor pools and participate in our day camp program. So with this in mind, we have made some significant changes to our pool schedule to try and support additional time between programs for participant screening and to provide extra facility cleaning. We've also updated our policies and procedures to reflect new regulations, and we'll continue to monitor the guidelines. For day camp, we will also be making some changes, including smaller cohorts. So we'll be having 8 children per cohort. We will be using separate rooms in Mount Forest, so the upper leisure hall and the plume room. And in Arthur, we would be using different times for those for that room use. We will not be allowed to have any field trips this year. We'll have a designated pickup and drop off location. Parents will not be allowed in the facilities, and we will be requesting daily screening as well. So these are some of the items that we've put in place to try and put our best foot forward and ensure that everyone is safe while they participate. Some considerations is that we have let the families know of registrants that there is some level of uncertainty just due to this third wave of COVID-19. We have completed interviews for the positions related to the aquatics and the day camp program. Larissa Lamont, who's the aquatic supervisor, has already started with us with the understanding that there's still some uncertainty as to what this summer might look like and the outcome for programming. And then if it's okay, I'll pass the floor to Matt.
Yes, thanks, Mandy, and over to you, Matt.
Yep, thanks, Chair McCabe. So Mandy mentions the term uncertainty, and I think we're getting more and more familiar with that concept. What I would say is that Mandy, the recreation team, Tom, and the part-timers have put a lot of time into putting ourselves into a position where we will be able to implement summer day camp and the pool. I think as staff, we weren't in a position today to make a recommendation to this committee on whether or not we think proceeding with summer day camp and pools for the summer of 2021 is a good idea. What we would like to do is we would like to wait till the May 20th date passes from a provincial standpoint and go directly to the May 25th meeting of council. Recognizing that Member Milne, you're not a part of Wellington North Council. The issue is if we go to the first committee meeting, that decision doesn't get ratified till June 14th, and we feel that that ends up pushing it too late. Again, that's not a conversation that from a staff standpoint we want to have, just the reality of the situation, and it's certainly not a reflection on Mandy, Tom, and the rec team as far as we'll be in a position to deliver the programs. I think we just need to take a cue from the province. And I think as staff, we take a cue from council. And over the last year, we've taken a conservative approach with anything to do with COVID-19. And again, the prudent thing to do, I think, is give us the time to May 25th and see where we're at that point in time, recognizing that May 25th might be different than June 25th, will be different than July 25th. But that's kind of the approach we put forward. And certainly we're open to questions or a conversation about it, but just wanted to mention that.
Great, thanks, Matt. And will that leave, if say nothing changes and we have all these part-time lifeguards and everything hired, will that give them enough time to, if it happens, for them to find other employment through the summer? Like that'll give staff and new part-time staff some time?
Yeah, through you, Chair McCabe, we have been forward with everyone that is coming on as far as the risk associated with coming on. May 25th would be again better than June 14th, probably looking for summer employment. Yeah, certainly risk though the longer you wait into the year seeking summer employment.
Right. Okay. Thank you very much. Any questions or comments from the committee? Go ahead, Dan.
I'd just say, I mean, this hasn't been easy. I mean, we all know that. So just, you know, to everybody involved in trying to get these programs set up and people hired, and, you know, with the caveat that, you know, it may not happen. It's taken a lot of work, and I think people, you know, in our municipality, our staff need to be, you know, thanked for the effort that they're putting forward. So thank you for that, and hopefully we can move ahead with you know, the camp programs, the day camp programs, the pool, the splash pad, but we'll wait and see. So
Thank you, Dan. Go ahead, Brian.
Thank you, Steve. I certainly have no issue with you taking this question or this to your council directly. That's not a problem with me at all. I know Councillor Yake will, he'll fairly represent my thoughts in a very conservative way, I'm sure. Thank you.
Thanks, Brian. And yeah, I'll echo Dan's voice as well in thanking staff and getting everything ready to get everything up for the ready in case we can open our pools, and but also have a back plan as well, or a plan B, just in case we can't open. So many thanks for that. I have a recommendation here that the Rec, Parks and Leisure Committee receive report RPL 2021-007, being a report on summer programs. I'll say, Brian, that you moved that, and that Dan, you seconded it, and all in favor. Great, thank you very much. So with that, I will go to new business, and I'll start with you, Councillor Milne.
No, I have nothing, Mr. Chair. Mr. Yake, I promised Mr. Yake that I wouldn't ask a lot of questions at this meeting because he's got important business to get to. So I'm good. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Milne. Councillor Yake.
no, nothing to add.
Andy, any?
No, I have nothing.
Okay, I don't.
Nothing to
add. Matt or Tom or Mandy? I saw Mandy's hand first, Tom, so we'll go. Go ahead, Mandy.
Thank you, Chair McCabe. I was quicker on the draw, Tom. Just like to provide an update for committee in regards to the Arthur Optimus's playground. So we met with Steve Van Meer from Park and Play yesterday on site. They will be on site on Thursday, weather pending, to start removing the equipment from that playground. And they anticipate work will take about a week and a half to 2 weeks at the maximum. Of course, it does depend on the weather. With the rain, it could delay some of the installation and removal. They are also going to be on site on Thursday to start excavating the ground for the 22 by 26 concrete pad for the outdoor gym that the Arthur BIA is putting in.
Very good. When do they expect completion of the outdoor gym?
So the concrete pad will, if they're able to pour it with the weather the way that it is, it'll take about a week. They were going to let it sit for a week to cure, and then they'll install the equipment.
Oh, wow. That's great. Great news. Thank you for that. Any questions for Mandy on those at all? Seeing none, I will pass it over to you, Tom.
Just a quick update on, we had discussed memorial trees here quite a while ago and you guys approved some locations. I just wanted to update you that a couple of trees have been planted in front of the sports complex. One for Doug McClellan and one for Clarence Sarvis. Both red maples, just started the row basically across the street from the sports complex. Just if you're in the neighborhood, take a look. They got little plaques on them. They look good.
Oh, excellent. That's great to hear, Tom. Thank you for that update. And yeah, it'll be worth the drive by for sure. Any other new business or questions? Well, seeing none, we've this has got to be some sort of a record 36-minute meeting. That's that's quick, but got lots done and lots accomplished, and huge donations and the funding from OTIF as well is great news all around. Karen, I see you're. No, you got nothing? Okay. I have a recommendation moved by Councillor Yake and seconded by Councillor Milne that the Township of Wellington North Recreation, Parks and Leisure Committee meeting of May 4th, 2021 be adjourned at 9:07 a.m. All in favor? Great. Thank you very much. Thanks for your expediency and all the information that we were able to pass over in about a little over under 40 minutes. So thanks very much.
Councillor Yeek hadn't been so talkative, we would have been done sooner.
I'll leave that alone.
Have a good day, all.
Thanks for making the time for today. Have a great week. Stay safe and be well.